Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another Lilsimsie shell challenge submission video. So today we're going to be tackling her Halloween shell challenge. It is the same rules as all of her other shell challenges have been. Basically, you don't touch any of the exterior walls. You can add foundations, platforms, you can add fencing, half walls, etc., but you just cannot change her exterior walls. And in this one, she also has one interior wall on the first floor, and it also includes a basement with this shell. So it's very cool, and it has to be submitted by November 2nd under the hashtag #ScarySimsieShell. So I'd love to see what you guys come up with, but we're just going to jump right into what I started working on. And originally I started building this in Dark Hollow because I was thinking about making it a spooky build of some kind, but I didn't like how it was turning out. And after a couple days of letting it sit while I recovered from my very prolonged cold, I came back and decided to go a completely different direction. So we changed the lot type to cafe, and here I am just pulling out all of the necessary required items over in the upper left-hand corner. You'll see them just being checked off. So I got, the tables, the chairs, the sink and toilet, trash can, espresso machine, and grinder. And I just kind of laid them all out first so I could figure out where things were going to go. And there's that one single wall in the middle of the room there. That has to stay where it is. It cannot be moved. I do add onto it and kind of section it off between like the hallway to the bathrooms and the rest of this cafe area where the bar is. And that's what we do right here so that I could figure out what I was doing. And that little trash can just goes right there next to that wall. And that's pretty much it for figuring out how things were going to be laid out downstairs for the cafe area. That was pretty simple. I had to come up with, because I had to use specific dining chairs, so I had to get some square tables along with the circular ones because the bar height tables don't count, and I really wanted some bar height tables and chairs. And then over here in the bathroom, I decided to do a double bathroom. It's not necessarily girls and boys bathroom or women's and men's bathroom. They are color coded blue and pink, but the toilet bowl image on the door is, unisex. So it's just whichever bathroom you prefer or whichever one's available at the time. Who cares? So that is what the situation with the bathroom is. And then I think what I did is I added one more chair to this table and just kind of situated it more in the middle of the room to give some space, because this is going to be the entryway right off of the little front porch here. I think I used the doors and windows from high school years because I liked the blue trim on the doors and windows. Well, the door doesn't have a blue trim. It has like a teal trim, which doesn't match this blue on this big window that you're seeing here. So, of course, it doesn't have a matching swatch. But either way, the door ends up being white. And I don't think I show it on camera, but I add two windows on either side of the door that kind of have like a really thick facade around them. So it kind of pokes out a little bit, and it's the color blue. So it all blends in together with like a bluish pink and pastel yellow theme. It's all very pastel. So I end up titling this to be the Pastel Cat Cafe. And the upper level, we will end up having, I think it's either the owner's apartment or maybe the owner rents out the upstairs as an apartment to maybe one of her employees who has all the opening shifts, or maybe even all the closing shifts, so that they can just stay here. And there's also room upstairs for, I assume that the tenant or the owner of the business has two cats of their own. So there's two litter boxes up there, and all the litter boxes on the lot are the laser kind, so you don't have to worry about cleaning them or having someone else clean them, because I know that can make for a very yucky situation for your Sims, and then they'll be all upset that the area has like dirty surroundings or whatever. So we don't want to have to deal with that. So I just went with the laser eyes litter boxes, which I love and I use every time I have a cat in my Sims household. So here we are just placing all the windows, figuring out where everything's going to go. And then we are working on the bathroom here. I think we just work on the layout for now. I don't think I put the tile in there yet, just the mirrors and stuff. And then I had to worry about where the stairs were going to go. So I decided just to put them normal straight stairs right here leading to the upper level, and then that little area off to the left is going to be the apartment. I do end up expanding it slightly and adding an additional bathroom up here for either the tenant or the owner, whoever stays in the upper apartment. And then I decided to figure out the color on the side of the house, on the outside, the color code, the swatch, configuration for how the exterior is going to be laid out, because that was leading me into what I was going to do for the rest. And then also I added a ladder to the basement in this little cutout here. And my thought is, and you'll see me do the basement later on, but my thought was I was going to put a little secret bookcase door right here, leading to the ladder that goes down to the basement. I tried to do staircase, but obviously it didn't work for that tiny little area, and I didn't want to put stairs anywhere else. So this is like the little book corner where I use the Book Nook kit bookshelves and this lovely little boucle chair because I love it so much. And also the couch. I didn't use it in the matching swatch. I used it in this like greenish and blue swatch because I really like the pastel tones on it. And then I just add a bunch of cat trees. So there's this big pink one from Cats and Dogs, and then this little tiny yellow one that's just like the cube with the scratching post on the legs, and then one little scratching post next to the chair there. That's pretty much it for this corner here. I think what I end up doing is moving that window over a slight bit. Yes, here we go. And then over in this area, I used this wallpaper with the kitties, the tile with the kitty cats on it for this little section here in the bar area, the coffee bar area. And then I used the growing together wood paneling on the back wall here because I thought it was really, really pretty. And don't worry, I end up moving that trash can back later on. I kind of moved that all over the place because I was working on so many things and I would like forget to put it back where it goes, but it does go right there up against that pillar. And then here's the flooring going down. It is from Cats and Dogs as well. It's just like painted white wood flooring. And then I use these decals also from Cats and Dogs and kind of place them all around the wall. So you'll see like little cat decals all over the place. I think I add like a little mouse decal near where I put the food bowls and like a little pile of fish also near the food bowls as like, oh, hey, this is where you eat, you know, in case they needed guidance. Here's the pink and blue bathroom with the tile, same tile from outside, just different swatches. And then the herringbone tile on the floor. And then figuring out this little area, just use the same wood paneling and that pink polka dot, like really crazy, outrageous wallpaper I'm using. I love it. And I use it all over this area. I think I do end up changing it just in the Book Nook section over here. I'm going to call it the Book Nook section because I used Book Nook. And also it is in fact a Book Nook. And then I also use this circular fuzzy rug from high school years in the rainbow tone for now. And I add this cute little kitty cat rug, which is also from high school years. And I thought it was so cute to be like the front entryway mat as soon as you walk in. Then for little rugs under the table, I assume that these are just like easy to clean and they're like machine washable rugs. So no worries there. But I put that fuzzy rug under the first table in the front. And then I use these high school years like bath mats actually, and I size them up slightly with tool mod so they fit a little bit better, and I put them under each table, and then I just have to pull them out a little bit because they were clipping into the wall. And then I just changed the swatches on them. I was just trying to pick slightly different swatches. Like I still wanted to keep the rainbow theme going, but slightly different, you know, patterns and tones so that it didn't look like they were all exactly the same rug, but maybe they come as a set. And working in the bathroom now, moving real quick. For this first little bit, we have soap dispensers and the toilets are from Snowy Escape. And then the mirrors are from high school years. The sink, I think, might be Parenthood. Pretty sure. And then I think just base game trash can. And then the Get to Work paper towel dispenser I thought was essential in here. So I put the paper towel dispenser and then moved the trash can underneath it because I thought that made a lot of sense. And I did play test this. Everybody could get to the sinks just fine. Also put some hand sanitizer next to the sink as well. And then added the toilet paper rolls and plungers. And then, of course, I had to add some place for the kitties to go potty. So I threw in those laser kitty cat litter boxes, and I made sure to get them in the correct color tone so that they match the rest of the bathroom. And that's pretty much it. I had to move the doors over so that there was enough room to get in and out of the bathroom, and also for the cats to get to the litter boxes. Then I used my favorite bathroom light that I use in every single bathroom ever. And then working over here just a little bit at the bar, I added this little coffee organization thing, like all the little carafes. I think I end up getting rid of that in the end because I end up putting 2 shelves up and adding like bags of coffee and stuff. Maybe they sell coffee beans in bags for you to take home and grind yourself. But there's a menu board with the selection of what they sell, and that is going right back there. I do size it up a little bit with tool mod. And then here we are working on this little corner here near the bathroom, just adding some cat toys and a little toy box, some plants, some cat beds. I just kind of line them all up against this stairway, and I do end up moving them over more. Once I play tested and realized everybody could get through here just fine, I move them over more so they're not kind of poking out the edge there. And then I add these lovely paper lanterns to the ceiling you just saw, and then just a couple little wall sconces to brighten up more of the areas that were slightly darker, because I wanted to make sure you could see everything just fine, especially over here if you're going to be reading. And then that lovely table, by the way, is from Movie Hangout Stuff. I love it very much. I added some succulents to the table there and moving some furniture around just so that it makes more sense. And then these awesome curtains from Cats and Dogs with like the fish and kitty cat and mouse like pictures on them. I love it. So that made me have to change the wallpaper over here because it was just too much pink. It was a little clashy. So I think I went with my favorite confetti wallpaper here in this like light green tone, and I think it's really, really pretty. So I changed the rug there to pink because now I could have some pink on the floor rather than all over the wall. And then this little lamp from the Book Nook kit. I think that's from Book Nook. It's either that or Modern Looks. Don't quote me on that. Those are both my new packs and I'm obsessed with them. So here we are just adding some cat food bowls over here. This is going to be the kitties' little eating area when they come visit. I did get rid of that red one and then I just spaced them out a little bit better so that there's no routing issues for the kitty cats. I don't want them walking inside of one another. And then I changed these lights. I was going to use the Cool Kitchen like cone lights, but instead I went with these ones from Dream Home Decorator because I thought they were really pretty and they came in like these nice pastel tones, and I just wanted to use them. I don't normally use these lights. I used to use them all the time, but then I was like, they're really not like for everyday use, but they look perfect in here because they were pastel. And then here's some bags of cat food over here off to the side. I thought that made a lot of sense, and a little fishbowl decal because why not? Just because I felt like it. I saw it and I thought it worked well. Added a calendar and also some kitty cat succulents, just sized down one on the table. Just these two here. The rest of the table stay clear because I didn't want to clutter everything up too much. It's a cafe. It's not like a home or anything. So here I'm adding more curtains. I use these star ones because they're really pretty. And then I just think I added more curtains. And then did I move to the front? Yes, I did. I moved to the front porch area. And I use this brick with the little green like weeds growing through it for the pathway and for the front patio because I thought it made a little bit of sense because it's in like this older neighborhood. This is where the Blue Velvet Nightclub used to be, by the way, if you're wondering. It is like right next to the gym and the library, I think, in Willow Creek. And I thought it was a nice spot to have a cafe because there's not really, I mean, my Sims never use that nightclub. I don't know if yours do. If they do, I apologize. I bulldozed it. But no, I think this is a good lot because it has a nice like backyard space. It's overlooking the water in the back and it's just really pretty. Over here is my little catio that I was working on. So if you don't know what a catio is, it's basically an outdoor space that is made safe for cats. So usually it'll have like a walled in like screen porch basically, or it'll even have like chain link fence all the way up really, really high. And then the top of it kind of tips in so that the cats can't like climb over the fence, can't climb up it or jump over it. And it makes like a quote unquote safe outdoor space for cats to go. So that is what the plan was for this. I know originally I had this fence up, but I do change that later. So I just put some stacks of pillows for kitties to sit on, and also the little poof thing from Snowy Escape, and then I added this cat door here. I did put one window above it, and when I play tested, I had my sim bring her two cats, and they were able to go in and out of the catio just fine. Also, if you bring, I think it's a toddler or an infant, they can also go through that door, so be aware. They might go in there to play with the cats. But that was my little catio area at first. I do go back to that later, but for now, I just wanted to map out how the upstairs apartment was going to be. And they do have like a little tiny enclosed patio in the back there too, so I put a little door from Strangerville in pink, of course, out to that patio, and then I added these Strangerville windows in this blue tone, and I just moved them up ever so slightly so that they kind of line up where I want them to be, but they don't clip through the roof piece. And that is pretty much it for the window placement in here. Then I was adding a dresser, and I took a very long time figuring out what dresser I was going to use. But eventually I did narrow it down to the Parenthood dresser. And at first I chose in this pink tone. That very well may change, so don't hold me to that. But here we are starting on our kitchen. So there's just a little mini kitchen with the country kitchen, or not the country kitchen, the cottage living countertop pieces and cabinets. But I decided I needed more room, so I just kind of split the wall a little bit more, like moved it back. And here we have more of like a corner piece for her kitchen so that she has just a tiny bit more room. And then I added, I was going to use this pedestal sink, but I thought it looked kind of silly. So I added another countertop piece and then added a sink to that countertop space. And I also did my little trick here with the wall so I could use this corner cabinet piece because I really like it. And I thought it looked cute right at the end here instead of being a corner piece. I wish they were more, wish it was easier to do that without having to delete a wall, but either way, that's never going to happen. Why would they make things easier? And then here we have the little kitchen just kind of coming together. So I did use the new sink from the Home Chef Hustle pack because I love it and I thought it was very cute for this small space. And then I added the flooring from the Country Kitchen kit. The flooring is in the kitchen. When I tried to add that threshold piece, the roof cut through. So I do go back and change that later. I add that threshold piece. I had to just move the roof pieces in a little bit, which is totally fine because that expanded the back patio and it just made me have to do a little bit more work on the roof, but it ends up looking exactly the same like the way I had it. So that's good. I also had to change the roof trim because it was kind of clipping into the wall, looking like it had like a middle wooden piece going through it, which I did not want. So that's that. Those curtains are also from high school years. You'll see me here moving the roof around. And then I also added the little tabletop or the countertop like oven, the little like toaster oven, quote unquote, kind of thing, because I thought that would be a nice thing to have if she wanted to warm up some breakfast and she didn't want to use the oven. Like I said, this could either be an apartment for the owner of the shop itself, maybe like her apartment when she's working a lot and she just doesn't feel like going home in between, or maybe she rents this out to an employee of the cafe, or however you want to play the game, you can play the game. Who knows what this new expansion pack will be? Maybe you could own this cafe and rent it out upstairs, because I hear it's going to be a expansion pack centered around rental lots, which is so cool. And I'm very excited to see if we will, in fact, be able to build our own apartment buildings. Let me know in the comments if you're excited about that too. I know right now it's just speculation because it is only the 26th of October. But they say release date is December 8th or 7th. So that's getting kind of close for them to announce something. I guess we'll cross our fingers and hope that that is true, because I know a lot of people have been begging to be able to build their own apartments and have actual rental lots and other, have their Sims own other lots besides just retail and restaurant and vet clinics. So we'll see. We will see. I really hope so, though. Here we are just adding a few more little personal touches. So I use this shelf from the new Modern Luxe kit, the little glass shelf. I thought it was cute right there. And I put like a coffee cup and a little notebook and also a pair of glasses up there because I thought that was a nice thing to have. And then some hanging plants and some potted plants down there. Those are all from Bloomin' Rooms. Here's that dish rack also from Home Chef Hustle. Put that above the sink. And then I think I just clutter up the counter a little bit. Like I didn't want to clutter it up too much, but there's some plates. I think I put them on top of the toaster, which maybe isn't very safe in hindsight, but you know what? It's the Sims, so they're fine. Did I add a smoke detector? I don't know if I added a smoke detector. You might want to, just because that oven may or may not catch on fire, but that is no longer a me problem. It is already saved in my gallery. I'm ready to upload it as soon as this video is done. So we have our bathroom here. This is the tenant's bathroom upstairs. So I wanted it to still stay cohesive with like the pastel theme. I used the new wallpaper from the Home Chef Hustle pack, and then all of the fixtures are just in white. The flooring is also from Home Chef Hustle, and it is in this lovely white large tile. I thought it was really, really pretty. And I think the only thing I really did to decorate it is I added like a mirror, which is from Growing Together, and then this little shelf from Tiny Living. I put behind the toilet. I love doing that when it fits in. It fit in with the colors perfectly in this situation. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, and I'm very upset that I can't use it because I would use it in every bathroom if I could. But here we are just figuring out the door. And then I think I add a towel rack and a bath mat in front of the tub and also in front of the sink. And if I do recall, that is pretty much the only decoration for the entire bathroom, because I didn't want it to seem overly done, overly cluttered. I wanted to stay pretty like clean and concise, like everything is where it goes, right? And plunger and toilet paper. I think that's pretty much it. Nothing else on the sink itself. And here are the 2 litter boxes. Again, the laser eyes, the laser eye cat litter boxes, because they're just so easy, and then you don't have to clean it at all. It's just wonderful. And also, if you notice that door there with the flowers on it, that is from the Nifty Knitting Pack. I also use a few decorative items from that pack, and I don't think I showed it on camera, but in the screenshots, you'll see next to the door, next to that front door in that little corner there, I do add like a little side table from Parenthood, and then a knitting basket with knitting stuff in it for the tenant. Maybe they love to knit, and that is why. Had to throw that in there. And maybe that is why there's so many knitted things and decorations all over the place, is because they made it themselves, or they have a friend who made it. And also that very cute heart and paw print rug in front of the door, because I thought that was nice. Here's a little cork board here, and I'm not sure what that is, if that's like a community cork board or if that's just for like the tenant and landlord to communicate. Maybe that's where they post the schedule and like upcoming events, like adoption events or something. And here I am just adding some artwork. So this poster goes down here, and then this large wall mural from high school years, actually, with the 2 cats and the can of tuna. Thought that was cute to put that on the wall. Then we go over to the little back patio area. I add that little wall topper, the half wall trim with like the slats on it. That is from Dine Out, I believe. And I put that up here. I was trying for a rocking chair, but it just would not fit in this space. There was just, you see how the footprint is just too big. So I end up scratching that idea, and instead I go with the matching chair for the bed. That is from high school years. And then my favorite like long double tiered green plant, whatever that is. And also a little lemon plant here from Bloomin' Rooms. I put those over here on the side, and I just use Alt to place them freely so they're, a little bit more organic, not quite so rigid. And then I also put the little air plants up on the wall here and some more lighting for the deck, and I think that's pretty much it. And then I think a little rug from Laundry Day. I just sized it down one, and then I changed the inside walls of the patio to be like that same wood tone slats from down below in the cafe area. Then I was trying to get an idea for the outside. I put up this fence because I thought it matched next door's fence, only in white, but I do end up changing it to the perfect patio fencing because that one has a matching door or gate door versus this one that does not, and that makes me very upset. So when I saw this door, I said, okay, I guess I'm going with this fence again instead. But either way, that's okay because it's a much brighter white, and I think it kind of works out better. And then I just kind of took the pathway that was already there and made it longer to go to the back gate entrance. And here we are working on the front porch again because I'm all over the place. I was sick, so you can't judge me. But we have our pillars from Strangerville because I thought the colors went along really, really well with the growing together, the high school years doors and windows, like the blue on there. I thought it worked really well. Here's some debug landscaping, and pretty soon you'll see it's mostly done because I'm just going to cut that out. It was just too much footage trying to figure out where things were going to go. I used my favorite little corner trees, and then also some just little bunches of flowers out in the front. And then I just continue the bushes along the side there. And I also use some more debug plants to fill up this space. And around this time is where I decided I wanted to use these lattice pieces. So I started placing them here, as you'll see. And I liked the way they looked. But then I thought, I really think that this place needs to be enclosed more. So after I struggled with the tool mod and getting these things all lined up perfectly the way that I wanted, I realized I don't want it to have a fence. I want it to be all closed in with walls. So that was for nothing, but it's okay. So basically I just took the wall tool and I just drew over the fencing, got rid of that, and then I used the windows from the Greenhouse Haven kit in the swatch that has the white wood with the screen material instead. And then, of course, because the trellises weren't matching up, I just placed them where they wanted to go originally and didn't have to struggle with them at all. So there you go. And then here's some more debug landscaping, because I don't spend money on plants even when it's a community lot, because I don't want to. And there is pretty much just the finished product, just kind of moving some more plants around to make it look really pretty and organic. And then working on the backyard again, I finally figured out what I wanted. So I picked out that very large cherry tree. It's like sort of a weeping cherry. Put that back there. I thought it was really pretty. And some gardening plots, because I assume that maybe they grow their own berries and stuff to use for their scones, or maybe they grow, their own flowers to use in flower arrangements. Who knows? Maybe they just have a garden for the sake of having a garden because the owner believes that all of her lots need to have gardens. You know what I mean? There's some people like that. I don't know. I enjoy gardening. I don't know if I put it every single lot I own. There's also a bee box and a bug box, which I added in the process of editing, and it just got cut out because there was so much footage, you guys. I went back and forth so many times. I tried to stay in one spot dedicated at a time so that it wouldn't be so difficult to edit and look like I was all over the place, but I was. It's just how I am as a person. I can't help it. So we are adding some terrain paint here just to finish up the backyard. I just kind of add 2 little squares of terrain paint for the patio, and then I realized it was very off center, so I tried that one more time, and that is pretty much how that works out. And then I threw some dirt on top of it to make it blend in a little bit more, not make it look so bright white. And then I added also some dirt around the planter plots area because I thought it needed a little bit of dirt. And then I put some on the swing set and the monkey bars. So yes, if your sim has children, they can be playing out in the backyard while the Sims are having coffee or scones or whatnot inside and enjoying the kitties. Or the kitties can come outside with them as long as they stay in the fenced-in backyard, because we like our cats to be safe. And then I just added some big grass pieces all along the fence line because I thought it made it blend in a little nicer. Here's the little fire pit from the little campers kit. Adding some chairs and then deleting a couple because I realized I didn't need that many. I just wanted to see how it looked with all the chairs there, and it looks a little silly to me. And then we add some of these lights from the little campers kit as well in the pink swatch, which I've never used, and I thought it would be really fun to use them in this pink swatch. So I just put them all around the back fencing in that same little window spot up at the top. And here we are adding a little bit more front landscaping and terrain paint to make it all blend in nice. I always forget about those little teardrop looking flower lights, the outdoor lights. So I really wanted to include them here in this build. It's very whimsical and just nice, just fun. They don't always go with every build you do, but I thought in this build they did. So here I am taking away that little decorative shelving piece and instead putting 2 actual shelves. Those are also from Greenhouse Haven kit, and I added some coffee bags up at the top. They're from Debug, and also a little milk pitcher and a tamp for making coffee. Then we get into the basement. Now it's going to look very tame at first, but it doesn't last long. So you'll see here really quick, I'm going into the gallery, I look up Meat Wall, and I picked this one out. So shout out to that user. If you didn't see their name, you can always pause the video and go back, but it is just a wonderful feature, the gallery. So I pull out some meat walls. If you ever watch Lilsimsie on Twitch, you will understand the meat wall reference. But in this case, I don't think there's anything necessarily nefarious going on. I don't think that the owner of this cafe is evil in any way. My thought is she has this little vet office table thing, and then also the meat wall, and she uses it to make her own cat food holistically and naturally to feed her cats because she loves her babies so much. But admittedly, it is creepy, and it looks really creepy. So there's some hand sanitizer there on the wall, that lovely little medical looking fridge, and the little bubble chair for her office. Maybe she sells cat food and cat treats on the side that she makes herself, because you actually can make cat treats on that table. If you have the veterinary skill, you can craft any treats you want, like wellness treats or any of the other treats. I only ever use wellness treats. So here's a little tarp I put under the meat wall, just to, you know, for easy cleanup, and the little magnetic knife rack. Again, it looks really freaky and it's really funny to me, but it's not supposed to be scary necessarily. It just kind of accidentally is scary. And I knew I wanted to add the meat wall, so that's why that made sense. So shout out to all the Twitch watchers of Lilsimsie. I'm right there with you, and it's hilarious. So here's the little tiny bathroom down here. I just wanted to add a little bathroom with like a stand-up shower, just for kicks, because I thought it would be convenient to have down here if you get messy while you're working with the meat wall. And then I add some more planters down here. Maybe this is where she grows her catnip, and she just doesn't want the cats getting to it all the time because they'll destroy them. And since they can't get down the ladder, this is the most logical place to grow the catnip. And here's a little magazine. Maybe that's like her research, and some notepads and a pen and a little bit of cat charts. So here's like an x-ray picture, and also a little cat chart for anatomy and the different breeds of cats. And I thought that just made a lot of sense. So that is what that is. And also a little clock on the wall. And here is some wall decoration just to brighten up the space a little bit, so it's not quite so basement-y. And then I think the last thing I do is I add a little decor box here so she can decorate for different holidays. But that is pretty much it for this build, and I think the outside is really cute too. You'll see I added some exterior signage up on the roof, and out in the front there's some little kitty topiaries and flower boxes, and I just love the way it looked. So I was just watching the Sims go in and out and like come out with cups of coffee or food, and they were going into the backyard and sitting at the fire pit to eat their food. When I brought my playtester Sim here with her 2 cats, they were just playing with all the toys, and they were eating, and they were using their litter box and hanging out with people. So it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. I really hope that Lilsimsie sees it. If she does, I hope she's proud of it. It's really cute. It was inspired by her, all things pastel and cats. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.